What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? So here recently I did a video on a local bait and tackle store in my area. We actually have two bait and tackle stores that are kind of like your mom and pop shop. They're not Walmart, it's not Academy. Support local is basically what we're doing today. So I'm standing outside of GLL Marine in LaGrange, Georgia, my hometown. Well, hello there. Hey, what's your name? You look like my old dog. I did a video with my old dog that looked just like you in here.
Hey, is this it?
And he has since crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, quit talking about that before you start crying. So what's cool about this store is they sell not only fishing gear, but they also sell kayaks. My man's got a couple boats beside the road right here for sale. They literally sell everything. So the people that own this store and run it, they actually have two businesses. They install docks and they work on docks around the lakes in the southeast. So if you have any dock problems or want to have a dock installed at your house, be sure and check them out. I wouldn't have a dock installed unless you're on the lake. Unless you're into that kind of thing. Sit out in the front lawn on your dock with no water. They'll be glad to install it for you. Let's get inside and check it out. I like how they got the rope on the door so the dog can come in. It's kind of cool.
They said you could not come in unless you do a split.
Hold on. Can I do it? We're there. We are inside of GLL Marine right now. Super cool place. What I like about these kind of stores is they have basically anything that you would want that you're not gonna find at Walmart. They've got all the name brand stuff. I mean, check this out. My man's selling green eggs in here. No cat in the hat, no green eggs and ham, but we do have nice big green eggs. We got our striker gear clothing. Now this is something a little bit newer that I didn't realize. They've got stuff for turkey hunting. Got our dip nets on the wall over there. What we're really in here for, all the fishing gear, and they've got so much. All right, so today I really don't have anything in mind as far as what I need to buy for a day of fishing. But I figured just come in, check it out, see what all they got that I didn't realize they had, which is probably not much. I've been in here ever since I don't know how long they've been open. You know how long this place has been open? It's been a while, right? I mean, it's been quite a few years. I can't say since I was a baby because the owner will be like, come on, man, we ain't been open that long. But regardless, I've been here quite a few different times to buy any kind of bait and tackle that we might would need. But see, this is what I'm saying. They've got all the good stuff. They've got your jackhammers, stuff you're just not gonna find at Walmart. And they've also got plenty of a selection as far as colors, sizes, as well as your War Eagles. I mean, just everything that you're not gonna find at Walmart. They got it. They got you covered, as well as everything that you are going to find inside of these other big stores. Now, one thing I've always liked about this place is look at that selection of Gary Yamamoto. I mean, y'all know how I feel about the actual Gary Yamamoto brand. Sure, you can buy a ton of different knockoffs, but no bait is as good as the original Yamamoto bait. Okay, so this is new. I didn't realize that they sold dirty jigs, and that is actually my favorite brand of jig. Oh, dang, check that out. I have never seen jigs that small. Talk about a finesse bait. That's kind of cool though. Buckeye balling out, never even heard of those, but they look like awesome finesse jigs. I mean, we've got jigs for days. I don't know why that's my favorite bait. It just always has been. Now this is something that doesn't really spark my interest, and it's actually been called out in the comments. I had somebody drop a comment not too long ago and they were talking about how they've never seen me catch one on a frog. I can catch a fish on a frog. I can't. I just might have to find a live one or something. I don't know. All right, something has sparked cameraman Chris' interest.
All wood lure.
Oh, and it would be $30. Come on, cameraman Chris. Good Lord. Chris says, I found something you need to check out. I've also never even heard of that. Dang, dude, what if that's it? What if we take our whole budget and just put it on one crankbait? Because I've already told everybody, I didn't necessarily have a certain thing in mind. So, hey, why not? Why not just buy an expensive crankbait and see how many fish we can catch on it for the day? We just need one, right? I mean, it's $30, so. Chris has talked me into it. We're gonna buy one of these, but I just don't know what color. I mean, I honestly don't think that color is gonna matter too much where we're going. So let's just keep it as realistic as we can. We know that the bait fish that they have in this pond or in this lake is gonna be brim and baby bass and such as that. So I don't know, man. What do you think about this one? I'm kind of liking that. And don't think it's just because it's pretty. All right, we're at least gonna snag that. Now I may have to start looking for a dollar menu or something. Cameron Chris has talked me into getting a $30 crankbait. But a lot of times, guys, you spend the money and it's worth it in the end. You'll realize once you have a 5-pounder on. Jerk baits we're good on, but they've got a ton of them right here. I was telling them last time, I just don't fish with a jerk bait near as much as I should. I have a ton of friends that's what they whack them on, but I'm old school. Give me a jig, give me a square bill and a chatterbait, and that's literally all I feel like I ever need. All right, so that's something that I like a lot. This bait right here is a little bit on the translucent side, kind of see through it a little bit. I like that. I don't know, I might come back and check that out. I've been in a cranking kind of mood here lately anyway. It's a great time to be throwing a crankbait, you know, wintertime type situation, especially early morning up on the rocks. Grab that red crankbait and catch a 5-pounder. Unless you live around here, you can catch like a 2-pounder. Chris, we just went through all this subscriber stuff the other day. I mean, we've got soft plastic crawfish. We've got soft plastics covered for pretty much days. Now, one thing I did notice the other day that I don't have is drop shot hooks. I hate to tell people I throw a drop shot, but I do, I still throw it. They got the hooks too. All right, if you do throw a drop shot, these owners right here, cover shot, awesome hook for that. Now, what size do we want? I do kind of like those bigger ones. I'm just gonna snag those. Now, this place has also got a ton of Shimano's, and that is what I like, guys. If you watch the channel, you know I like my Shimano's. Now, granted, I'm not hating on Lew's or any of the other brands, but Shimano's to me, that's just the cream of the crop. That's where you're gonna have the best bang for your buck, even though your buck is gonna be through the roof. They're expensive, they are, but I think they're worth it. I mean, I've got Shimano's that I've had for the last 10 years and they're still working flawlessly, minus the fact that they go sometimes when I cast, but that's on me. All right, yeah, so all I needed was $30 crankbait picked out by your boy right there. I don't know why he picked out a $30 crankbait, but yeah, I got a $30 crankbait and a pack of drop shot hooks just because I don't have them. Everything else I feel like we've got covered in our subscriber tackle box. I appreciate each and every one of you for sending baits in. I don't know what I would do without you. No, well, I'm not buying you a thing in here, Chris. Sweet, well, I'm gonna get checked out and we're gonna head to the water and see what we can catch on our $30 crankbait. All right, so I have made it out to the water. Only purchased 2 things from the local bait and tackle store. By the way, GLL is awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the inside store footage of that place. Guys, I would never buy a $30 crankbait if it hadn't been for her. We'll give it a shot though. I'm definitely willing to do it. What I am excited about though, these drop shot hooks. A drop shot's a super effective way to catch a finicky fish. So to make it a little bit more fun, I have paired my reel up with an ultralight rod. I just like fighting fish on a light tackle rod, so that should be a little bit more fun. I'm gonna go ahead and get these 2 baits tied on. We're gonna see about what we can catch. So if you're unfamiliar with the drop shot, you tie your hook on and you leave a long tag line. And instead of cutting this tag line off, the main ingredient of this whole process is to pass this tag line back through the eye of your hook. And let me show you why. You can pull your line tight and then your hook is going to stand up straight. It's going to be a nice presentation, super enticing for a big healthy largemouth, and there's a bunch of them in this lake right now. Now I know what you're thinking, Smalls, what do you do with that long tag line? Well, you tie a drop shot weight on the end of it. So now let's talk about what kind of worm we want to put on our drop shot hook. I'm just going to go straight to the magic. This, in my opinion, is the best drop shot worm ever created. It's a Robo worm, morning dawn color, 6-inch. Just a regular old pink worm, man. Doesn't look like there's much to it, but this thing gets bit. You can also throw some finesse baits like we got right here. There's a ton of different finesse worms. Zoom makes a ton of them. Robo worm. Pretty much every fishing company makes some form of a finesse worm. But for now, we're going with a Robo worm. And this here's what you're left with. All right, let's tie this on. What's the buzz about with this? I mean, why is it $30? I mean, guys, have you ever even heard of these baits? A Waterwood custom bait. Hey, it says they're built to win though. All right, so just watching this $30 crankbait come through the water, it actually looks really good. It's got a really nice wobble to it, a lot of action. I'll be honest, I could see it getting bit, and it comes with some really nice hooks. I just feel like $30 price point is just ridiculous for a bait like this. Maybe I will change my mind. First cast with the old girl. To be honest with you guys, $30 isn't necessarily outrageous nowadays for a nice fishing lure. I've literally bought a swim bait that's $200, and I remember being a kid thinking I would never do that. When I was young, the Roman made Negotiator, which is a brand of swim bait, was just the most expensive thing you could buy back then. And I remember thinking, dude, if I bought that, I would have to put it on the wall. Like, never would I ever throw it. I'd be scared. And the older I get, the more I'm willing to try it out. Even the chatterbait's $20. I mean, there's some jerk baits that are pushing 30 bucks. There's a ton of $30 baits on the market. So I'm not trying to just completely rag on a $30 bait. But I mean, hey, $30, I could take my wife to the movies and we could both get a popcorn and probably have to share a drink. And then ask somebody outside if they could pay for our movie tickets. Well, I have thrown this old girl plenty of times. Gonna give it a rest. I really want to throw that Robo worm. So to be honest with you guys, throwing a drop shot, not necessarily a drop shot, really just any kind of, what I'm trying to say is finesse fishing. I like finesse fishing more than just about anything. The problem is, you see how flimsy my rod is, so I'm gonna really have to bow up when I set the hook. But as long as I can get a hook dug into a fish's mouth, it's gonna be fun fighting it on this rod and reel. Uh-oh, I got a bite. There we go. Fish on. Feels tiny. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I think I've already caught smallest fish of the day. All right, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I've thrown the robo worm for a long time now. I haven't got a bite. I think I'm probably about to make a fool of myself. Right after I say that this is the best thing in the world to be throwing. So what? Maybe I was wrong. I'm about to put a lizard on. I have a old pack of June bug lizards. I bet this thing's 20 years old, but the plastic is still all the same. All right, so right now we don't have anybody on the dock. I'm gonna take advantage of that. I see Christmas trees sunk all around the end of the dock. I'm just gonna throw this lizard up there really close to the dock and see what happens. Now, one thing about a spot like this, obviously the fishing piers are gonna have way more pressure than anywhere out on the main lake. So I would imagine that these fish are highly pressured, but never know when you might can pull up at the right time. Fishing's all about timing. Pull up at the right time when a fish is ready to bite. Oh my gosh, I got one on. Maybe it was a brim. I'm saying it was a brim. Right before I said, I felt the ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Uh-oh, I got one on. There we go, fish on. It doesn't feel terrible. Oh, he's not bad. Not bad. He bad. So that is the risk you take while throwing a rod like this. I'm definitely, don't worry, I have another rod. If I lose another one, I'm gonna put my stiffer rod on. I just want to catch him on an ultralight pole. Oh, there he was. That was awesome. A lot of times fish will do that. Whenever you miss one or he gets off, had another one. Oh, he came back. God. A lot of times whenever you miss one, they'll come up and jump afterwards, especially if you break your hook off in their mouth. I don't know.
I gotta take a bathroom break. I don't know if I still have on the boat.
Yeah, hey, I'll watch it for you. Yeah, no, I understand completely. All right, I got to be honest with y'all. I just heard a guy say that a 710 was caught the other day. I'm going to go ahead and put on my heavier rod. I'll just take his word for it. There we go. We've got a heavier rod. This is like a, I don't know, $275 reel. And I have it paired up with a $50 Walmart Vengeance rod. And somebody said, did I just see a Stratic on a Vengeance? And you did, my friend. I've got to invest in some better rods. All right, I got my heavier rod put on. I really don't want to take a chance on having a 5-pounder on and losing it, but I've still got a drop-shotted lizard. And I know what y'all are thinking. It sounds silly. I get it. It really does. But I'm telling you, it'll work. It is a nice overcast day today. I genuinely like fishing weather like this. I also feel like they might be biting the darker colors better because of the overcast. I like to throw green pumpkin whenever it's super light, and then if it's dark like this, I'll definitely grab my June bug. Oh, I got a fish on. Got him. Oh, he came off. I'm gonna let it sink and see if he had one with him that'll come over there and grab it. I definitely sunk a hook in his jaw, but not good enough. Uh-oh, I got a fish on. That feels like a big one, dude. That feels like a really big fish. Please stay hooked up. I got a big one on. Come on, baby. This is a good fish. Oh my goodness, this is a good one. Is this my first 5-pounder? Oh, yeah. Let's go, man. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Chomping. Got that lizard right there where you want it. Top of the mouth. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know that I've caught one with a belly that chunky on her, and she's super short, so hopefully this fish can grow another couple years. I think it could be a 7-8 pounder in a couple years. Let's get a weight on that old girl and see what she is. I think she's close to 4 pounds. I don't think that she's much over that. I'm gonna say 4 pounds even. All right, I'm gonna zero the scale back out. Zeroed scale. Dang, 3 pounds 15 ounces, almost all over it. Look at that belly though, man. Chunky, chunky monkey. All right, gonna get a release on this old girl, and hopefully she'll make it to be a 10-pounder. Well, let's go. Nice little 4-pounder. Gosh, that is awesome. Nothing like doing that on spinning tackle. I guess that's why I like finesse fishing so much, just because when you catch a big one like that on a spinning rod, I just think it's more fun. In fact, let's do it again. Uh-oh, I got a fish on. It was literally sitting still, so that was crazy. Oh, here she comes. Thought she was gonna give me a better jump than that. Golly, look at how pretty she is though. That one's got a lot of coloration on her. Liking the drop-shotted lizard. Heck yeah, nothing wrong with that. I am looking for her mama or her grandmama. Oh, I got a fish on. Oh gosh. There he is. Got him that time. That is another nice one, man. Oh, this is crazy. So I'm taking the hook out. That's mine. This is somebody else's line attached inside of this fish's throat. All right, I'm gonna help this fish out a little bit. I can at least clip that line out of her mouth for her. Let's go, man. They are on the drop shot. I guess I need to start throwing the crankbait a little bit just to see if I can catch one on it, but it's hard to put that drop shot down. I'm just gonna let that thing sit still for a minute. Earlier I had a bite just letting it sit after I'd made my cast. Thought it was crazy. But that's like I was saying, those lizards underwater, they're always moving. Those tails are always flapping. Uh-oh. Got a fish. Sometimes it happens like that. Goodness gracious. I could definitely see there being one tucked up in all that brush right there. In fact, he's already on. Nope. Come back and bite it. Come on. Don't be scared. Come back and get it. You scared little fishy. Oh well. All right, so I noticed that there was an Elite Series professional bass fisherman out here on the lake with us today. So I gave him a call. We're gonna go meet up with him and talk to him for a second and just see how he's been catching them. And the guy I'm talking about, I mean, he knows how to catch fish. He won the Bassmaster Angler of the Year Championship. All right, well, little squealer pants. Not a big one. I just took it to a very risky level back there. Do I have a fish on? I think I might have a fish on. Way back there in the back. Let's go. Oh, she's got me in the brush. Get out of there. Get out of there. It's a pretty one. Let's go. Another little one. I want that 4-pounder though. Where is the 4-pounder? And I also got word that there was a 7-pounder caught this morning. Where are the 7-pounders? Look, we're just about to find out. We're gonna ask a professional. Is it goofy to drop shot a lizard? You're a professional angler, Kyle.
Sometimes.
Are you laughing at somebody who's drop shotting a lizard? I mean, let the people know.
Whenever a lake's been closed for 4 years and it
I think that's where we're at. Kyle says as long as the fish are biting it, throw it, baby. Nice rig, man. What's the biggest one you caught? You said a 4-pounder?
We've got like 3, I think, 4s.
Well, guys, if you don't know my man Kyle Welcher, he's got a YouTube channel too, and he can teach you something. I might teach you to go out and throw something dumb like this, but Kyle will actually teach you how to go catch a fish. Y'all need to check him out. We went into GLL. I did a video showing everybody GLL. GLL's a cool store, man.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
I mean, they got pretty much everything that...
Well, the problem was the people that run GLL know bass fishing a little too well, and they got good stuff.
Exactly,
So then people just walk in off the street and get like the good bait.
The best stuff on the market.
It's like so now there's a handful of baits that like 5 years ago on West Point crushed, and now you can't get a bite on them. They're on the shelf in there. you
No
know?
doubt.
It's like you should have left some of that stuff where you got to order it. You know?
I bought a $30 crankbait.
Who makes a $30 crankbait?
That's what I said.
It's like an OSP.
Waterwood
Balsa.
Custom.
It's Balsa.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Balsa.
Balsa's just more expensive.
Yeah. The problem with balsa is 30% of them you get are terrible, just straight garbage, like literally. So it's really hard to, you know, like buy one expensive one. Get a good one, dude. It'll beat anything else.
No doubt.
Crush them.
Especially in the spring, right?
Spring or when it's cold, anytime.
Dang.
But if it's a bad one, dude, you ain't catching nothing on it.
Real quick before you go, I'm gonna say we're gonna do a video. We're gonna swap boats, and I'm gonna find out whether or not forward-facing sonar is worth it. What do you say? If I get like 3 likes on this video, you'll do it.
3 likes.
I'm messing.
We gotta set the bar a little higher. Let's go 7.
All right. Daggum, guys. Y'all gonna really have to pull through for me.
I'm gonna go in there and dislike.
No doubt. All right, y'all get the video to 7 likes, and me and Kyle will trade boats one day. Well, listen, I'm about to get out of here, and I know you fish for 100 grand a lot. Next time you are doing it, I'm serious, man. You drop shot a June bug lizard.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
On live TV.
I just hate for you to have to pay all them taxes, man.
But I'll get in trouble for getting info, and that's some juice info, so I can't use. Dude, my jerkbait trebles, they're all bent out, broke. I've been catching them and dude, unhooking them and throwing them.
Well, shoot, don't let me show you all these lizards in the bottom of the boat, man. Y'all be good, man.
I need to give me some of this.
I'm telling you, don't drop shot that lizard unless you want to win 100 grand. See you, dude. Well, that's awesome. Y'all be sure and check out Kyle's channel, Kyle Welcher Fishing. I thought I felt something. Maybe I didn't. Once it hits the bottom, I felt like I got a bite, so I'm gonna let it hit bottom, and then I'm gonna move it really quick. And a lot of times if you did have a bite, that'll entice him to come back over and grab it. Oh my goodness, it worked. It worked. Not a little one at all. So I let it hit bottom and then I jerked it about 3 times and got a little reaction bite. Sometimes you just got to make those fish eat, even when they don't want to. All right, last cast right here. Oh gosh. There's been a lot of good stuff happening around all that brush. So I'm gonna give it one more little shot. That is a nice one. Oh, let's go. Well, how about that? Right there where she should have been. Another one bites the crawl. That is awesome, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. If you don't mind, please hit subscribe. Get me to that 100,000 mark. Go ahead and get this fish back in the water.